best way to do it is build relations. It's not just transactional. It's not just go to an event because I need to sell something. When someone is just coming to sell, you get it, you feel it.
You feel it. What if the real edge isn't just money, it's vision and the courage to pivot? This week we sat down with Marcelo Goulart. When the world shut down, he bet on community, founding Experience Club US, a private members club connecting C-suite leaders through curated events and authentic relationships. He made his mark inside AB InBev, the multi-billion-dollar global beverage conglomerate behind Budweiser with hundreds of brands. Today, he's also CEO at award-winning AMG Advertising Agency, working with world-leading brands such as Delta Airlines, FIFA, Microsoft, BB America's Bank, and many more. In this episode, we break down how to spot the pivot, add value in any room, and learn from the person to know in Miami for high-signal, executive-level, authentic networking, and the deal flows that follow.
All the conversations that I have with new members of my club or new clients, the first thing I talk to them about is about this.
Let's get into it. Marcelo, welcome to Chai Tea with Nina D. What do you think you understand about networking that other people don't?
Hello, thank you again. Talking about networking, I've been doing this for my whole life. It's something that I feel natural. The best way to do it is build relations. It's not just transactional. It's not just go to an event because I need to sell or something. And all the time, with my professional life, I always see when someone is just coming to you to sell, you get it, you feel it.
You feel it.
So, but if you just, be yourself and have a good conversation, can be by something personal or business. But if you do that, not expecting something, I think that's the right way of doing it.
That's worked for you very well so far.
Yes.
Just to live authentically and not have ulterior motives, which I feel like today, everybody has an ulterior motive.
Totally.
You're always looking out, like, what do they want from me? Like, what can you give me? What can I get? It's you're right. It's a very transactional thing. Walk me through like your entrepreneurial journey from when you're born and raised in Brazil, correct?
I was 18 when I sold this small business that I had. Do you remember Blockbuster?
Yeah.
Right?
Hollywood Video, Blockbuster, yeah.
So I started with a friend of mine. So we had this idea.
Okay.
I started Blockbuster, but a small
the version in
to
Brazil.
Do the same thing,
okay.
right?
Okay. And I'm assuming there's no Blockbusters in Brazil either,
No,
right?
no.
So what you were doing was new.
Yeah,
in
and
Brazil.
actually back then, renting a video was entertainment. It was much more entertainment than it is today. Nowadays you have
we have too much today.
But back then, renting, and seeing a movie at home was very good entertainment. Still is. I love movies.
Yeah.
Still do.
Yeah.
But now, again, you have hundreds of options. And then when I started that, a friend of mine did the same thing for video games.
Oh,
so
nice.
he used to rent it out.
Okay.
And also you could play at his place.
Okay.
And then talking a lot, we said, you know what, but we're doing that like in small places without branding, without anything. And we didn't know nothing about it, right? And then we come up with this idea to open the business, which was called Video and Games.
Video and Games.
And Games. We had his library to rent the books.
Okay.
The video games that you used to rent, and also the movies.
The movies.
So, then that becomes something really nice, We put it in a really good way. Don't ask me how, honestly. I didn't know anything about marketing or, advertising back then. The place itself, people actually love going, was a good environment, a good location. Again, we didn't know how, but we did it. So we got a lot of luck, was a lot of work as well. We're young. And I remember when the place became famous, if you will. And then everyone wants a piece, right?
Yeah.
And then a friend of mine come up to me and say, Marcelo, I want to work with you guys. I want to, be here. How can we do that? I'm the kind of person, I always think ahead. I always, want to think.
Visionary.
Like I already had that thought. And I was already talking with a friend of mine that was going to move to London to learn English. But he was already a teacher. So I was like, hold on. What if I go with him he knows the language, I don't. So, can help me out in the beginning somehow. He's a good friend. And then with this conversation, I kind of, hey, do you know what? What about you buy me out? What about
wow.
How
old were
buy
you
my
when all
piece?
this is going on, though? You started at 17, but when you're negotiating with him to buy you out, how old were you?
I moved to London when they turned 18. So,
Here's my question. It's not normal for a 17-year-old to start a business out of thin air. So I'm assuming you were not going to school full time at this point?
I was, yeah. The school part of my life was pretty crazy because I started going to school in the morning.
Okay.
Then when I started doing all of that, then I have to change for the night.
What at 17 were you thinking, like, I want to open a business with renting out movies? Why weren't you just out playing?
That's a very good question, yeah. I don't know, it just happens. Those things that you don't, nowadays we sit down, we plan, we do meetings.
Yeah.
But back then it was just like, oh, let's do whatever,
Yeah.
It just started. And then back then we didn't have, cell phones, or was pretty tough in terms of communication. And when I was living abroad, I went to visit my parents. When I got to Brazil, I could see a lot of gaps, a lot of opportunities. So instead of, which was my idea on, studying and doing psychology in London, you know what? Let me come up with an idea. It wasn't a really good idea back then, because I come up with the idea of opening a pub, because, London pub.
Why not?
In Brazil.
Okay.
Back then, there was no pub where I used to live. So then the other year, I started buying the decoration pieces and prepping to go back and open the pub, which the name was Mr. Pub, and a year or something. And it was full. It was like 1,200 people.
So you were crushing it, basically.
Was amazing.
Okay.
But at the same time, that I could feel that I have a lot of experience on marketing and, pretty much hospitality, but I wasn't a good manager. I wasn't a good person to actually see the money behind it, the business behind it.
Okay.
So didn't work out money-wise. But then back then, one of my sponsors was one of the very well-known beer brands. He just, come to me and say, hey, as you're not gonna go on with the pub. And actually he even offered me to be his investor and keep going, because was his brand that was sponsoring, or my main sponsor.
Okay.
And was doing great for him too.
Okay.
But I could feel like, hey, you know what, it's not my thing. But then I started working for him, his company. After, I guess, around 1 year working in marketing for the company, then AB InBev happens, which is a big corporate beverage corporation. Was Ambev.
Okay.
And then when
that's
they become
huge.
the biggest conglomerate,
Okay.
then they changed the name for InBev, which is, I guess, is today.
Okay.
And what happened was, that was crucial for my career, because then I jumped into a huge corporation and I really learned a lot from it, from the management process. So it was pretty good, because I could evolve in terms of professionally. Not just being myself and doing things, but actually learning from very good bosses back then. People that has a lot of experiences, and I was getting promoted. So moving to different cities, getting to know how to navigate to different ecosystems, not having friends around, that was pretty good. And then I did work I changed for another company. So throughout this period, I spent around close to 5 or 6 years working in marketing for those beverage.
These really large beverage companies.
Yeah. Which was, a school for me. And then I was kind of getting tired of doing the same thing, if you will. I was like, oh, you know what? I think I should do something else. And then I got an invitation to become, to work for an agency in São Paulo, which was the other side of the table. I was always a client. Then was a position to work with Nokia. Back then, again, it was like 70% of the market they had. And it was like, but hold on, I know nothing about cell phones.
Cell phones, yeah.
Right? But then I was like, you know what? It's a huge challenge, because now I know a lot about beer, beverage. I love it, it's great, but if I want to learn more, would be ideal. So I did accept that proposal. I went to this agency to start working with cell phones. The agency started with around 23 employees. I become a partner, I think, 2 or 3 years after I was an employee. And then when I saw, it was like 10 years already. And we used to work with companies like, Coca-Cola, Johnson & Johnson, Ford, with big corporations,
Wow.
being one of the 5 really well-known agencies in the country, doing events for FIFA. I mean, doing really cool stuff.
Cool things, okay.
And to me, was an achievement. I really see myself thriving, and I would say challenged, but at the same time comfortable, feeling that, do you know what? I love doing this.
I'm good where I'm at, and I'm
Yeah.
learning, and I'm still being challenged in very great ways.
Yeah.
So your entire career during that 5 or 6 year career, where did those cities where did your work take you?
So the way that the market normally for those companies that work, you are responsible for a specific area. So if you do good, as the company was pretty, growing like crazy, so you get, they always need people for the most important areas. So I knew that all the time I got any kind of, promotion, I should say yes, regardless. I mean, I went to London when I was 18. So for me, any opportunity was like, yes, let's do it. At the same time, was tough because I was young, but 22 or 23 or something like that. So one thing that I started doing before, I would just rent a place. So we had, I think it was like 20 or 30 days of hotel to figure it out and rent a place in the beginning when we have to move from city to city. But then I started actually renting not a place for myself, but actually a place with 3 bedrooms. It wasn't to make money, it was just to kind of mingle. I mean, to get faster into the ecosystem.
Networking.
Yeah.
You were still networking.
Yeah, but I didn't know back then.
Yeah, you didn't know you were
It's
networking.
something I started doing, and it was a lot of work because I had to find people to move with me. I wasn't making money from it. Like, hey, do you know what? I'm, renting these other rooms, and then I don't have to pay rent. No, I was just sharing, the expenses. But that helped me out back then on getting to know better the city. And also, I already had 2 friends to start with.
Right, right.
Because living together, right, you become friends really quick.
Right. No, that's genius. I mean, your journey, like, I feel like you're a visionary. I don't know if people have told you this, but I feel like those are the vibes I'm getting. Like, you can see things,
Never
what's
thought that
needed,
way.
What were some of the key lessons that helped shape your approach now moving forward?
I used to have a lot of friends. I always had. So that helped me out a lot because the friends alone was always at my place or, telling people word of mouth, somehow.
So you think the biggest lesson was networking? Like, the more you met with people and the more you...
Friendship.
They were friendships. They were relationships, right? That's what was your whole shtick from the very beginning. So that really does come naturally to you.
Yeah.
It's just how you grew everything. That's incredible. How did you handle any challenges that you may have faced when you were working on very high budget campaigns and organizing international events?
Well, I think for that one has to be the FIFA. So the primary draw, it's the first official FIFA event. So they were about to do the World Cup in Brazil at this time. Then we got a call from FIFA saying, guys, we need to talk to you. We need you guys to take over the project of primary draw. And we're like, what do you mean? It's a huge project. It's like you have to build the place. It's broadcast for 200 countries. What are you talking about? And you guys are already working with someone else. Said, no, it's not working. We had 8 months to do it. Now we have only 3. The time is up and they're not delivering. We're not happy. And then they said, so here's the deal. I have this budget, was, tens of millions to do the whole thing. Here's the book with all the information you need. And that's how it's gonna happen. If you come here Monday saying you can do it, and you sign the deal right away, within this budget, the project is yours. Then it was three of us, three partners, kind of, wow, what are we gonna do? Because I mean, of course we wanna get the job, but is it doable with this budget? And we couldn't do, the right estimate to know exactly in 2 days. So we start calling everyone in the agency, flying them from São Paulo to Rio, and we didn't sleep. We went through the whole weekend, calling vendors and doing our thing. We found so many, mistakes and things throughout the whole discovery process
Of this proposal. That they gave you, okay.
That we could not be sure, but know that we can make it. I mean, maybe we're not gonna make money from it, but it's doable with this budget.
Wow.
But there was some mistakes on the project.
Now, when you say mistakes, those were not FIFA's mistakes, the other agencies' mistakes in their proposal, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So the biggest one was the place that they choose to do the whole structure for the draw was in a place close to the water in Rio. So the size of the structure were bigger than the spot they have, meaning, so the structure was going actually
into the water.
Ocean, into the water.
That's a big mistake.
Like 15 meters or something.
Wow.
So we got back to FIFA on Monday. Say, guys, here's the thing. Okay, we accept the challenge. We accept the deal. We can sign the papers. We can be responsible for doing exactly this. We actually believe we can do even a better quality on some of the things, but we have one big issue that we want to bring to the table. We had to change one structure with another. If we do that, then we could make sure, hey, the structure will be built on land. So for us, it was simple, right? Why they wouldn't do it? But then on Monday, when you told them, they kind of, oh no, we cannot do it. I said, what do you mean? Your structure is going to the ocean. There's no other way around. He said, yes, but we've been talking this for months. It's almost impossible to do it. He said, there's no way around it. They didn't believe in what we were saying, so we went to the place to measure on the spot.
Wow.
To show them, what happened. We did that, and they saw it. So then we had the meeting with everyone together, and then we just presented the problem and the solution, though. So it was really good for us because when we did it, was from the start, we prove ourselves.
Yeah.
So it was easier to work throughout the process because, we from the start, we already showed them we know what we're talking about. So, and that was now one of my biggest challenges because to build the place, I remember I spent like 3 months almost living at the location.
At the location. Wow, that's incredible. So I'm assuming that whole project went really well.
It did.
And it was a huge success.
It did.
You're obviously in Miami today.
Right.
But all this is going on in Brazil, right?
Right.
Why did you move to Miami? What made you leave home to come here?
Again, I mean, talking about, what's next, my thing on what's next.
Marcello the visionary, yep.
So, working, I was almost 10 years within the agency. So we did a merge with another company. We become a very large company with almost 300 employees. So that, I think it stopped being fun as well because it's just, I wasn't feeling what I used to feel in the beginning and doing things that we believe and all that. It became a regular company and a big company. And that was taking some part of me away. So I was waking up, to me, you gotta wake up and feel like,
excited.
Let's do it.
Passionate,
and I wasn't. And then it took me a while to realize that I wasn't happy anymore doing what I used to do. And then I started looking around and seeing what can I do next. And I was already a business owner. I already, have a piece of the company. So should I become a client again? No, I don't want that. Go to another agency? No way. What are you talking about? So then I started, what about, moving to another country? I lived in London. I loved it. So I started calling all my friends, out of Brazil, saying, hey, what's up? Everyone was like, you crazy? You doing really good. And what's happening? I mean, what's going on? And then that conversation really, helped me out to feel like I have to change. I have to do something.
Like the more
I
you were
could feel
talking
it.
to people about it,
I start feeling
you were
even
feeling like this is my next
yeah,
move.
yeah. But to where? And how would I leave the company that I helped to build?
Yeah.
And it was like in the middle of that. And then I started seeing the whole scenario in Brazil. And in Brazil, for those 10 years, the economy was like booming. Where, the front page of Times, everything was doing really well. But then everyone knew the economy wasn't going to keep growing.
Right. It comes in waves.
Then
everywhere in every country.
Yeah. So looking at that, I said, if I want to do this, I got to do it now, because then, I might be able to, do it in the right moment. So then I found an agency in Miami that was looking for a partner.
Marketing agency.
Yeah, marketing agency. At that moment, I didn't love Miami. I love the weather, the beach, and everything. But business-wise, I never thought about Miami. But then, I flew to Miami to kind of, hold on, let me explore.
Let me scope it out.
Right? My wife was with me. So, do you know what? Let's get an Airbnb, not a hotel. Let's feel the city, right? But then talking with a few friends within this visit, I could see the agency that I could buy a piece was an agency that was doing just events. So I could bring it through a full marketing advertising agency to actually do much more, to produce, campaigns, run social ads, commercials, and all the other things. And also I could see Miami, that Brickell wasn't there, but at the same time, a friend of mine, another friend, took me to go around the city and show me those places. Hey, you know what? Here's gonna be the Brickell City Center, and so
these were plans in place, but they weren't built yet.
No, that was 10 years ago. I just turned 10 years living in Miami in December now. So that was 10 years ago.
So 2015.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I made the decision. I moved to Miami. The beginning was, I guess, one of my really difficult times. Besides marketing, I started jumping to a lot of other kind of businesses. Opportunities that back then I saw as an opportunity, but actually I forgot to listen to myself. Instead of just do better and keep getting better into what I'm good at. I started any conversation that I saw as an opportunity, whatever business was, I was like, hey, let's do it.
You think that was just because you had come to a different country and didn't really, you knew people, but you were trying to establish yourself. And so any opportunity that came your way that you thought had some potential, you were like, oh my God, I should grab that. It's not Brazil, right? You're in a totally different country and you basically have to make it, and that's a very interesting way to look at it though, that, because you already had all this experience with entrepreneurship and with the agency, but here you chose to take whatever came your way while building this other one up from the ground.
I guess looking from now, I would do it the whole thing again because it helped me a lot
of course.
Pretty much getting to where I am right now. But I think what I forgot when I moved here, back in São Paulo or Rio, every opportunity like that, I knew the people coming to me, or I knew someone, or someone that I know really well was introducing me to these kind of things or people. But here, I didn't know anyone.
So do you feel like you got burned sometimes?
Kind of.
By people?
Kind of. Yeah.
I guess that would, I think maybe your move to Miami may have helped shift your whole perspective on networking and who you do business with.
Totally.
I read that you had just celebrated 10-year anniversary of your marketing agency here in Miami.
Correct, yes.
I know from personal experience, just through knowing people in the community, that it's not easy to run a business in Miami and stay in business for that long. I think 10 years is huge. 8 years is huge. I think that's really big and that's a huge accomplishment. So first of all, congratulations on that.
Thank you.
What do you consider to be the key to your success in sustaining a business that long here?
I think for sure consistency. I find, throughout everything I've been through here in business, what I kind of gather from all of that experience is that in Brazil, having a business was ups and downs all the time. Like, when you're good, you're not. But here, if you do it really well and you keep doing with consistency, you're gonna grow. Not crazy, but you're gonna always, every year, you're gonna see growth.
Is that the difference you see in business in Brazil and business in America?
Totally.
That I can work and be consistent in Brazil, but my reward will still be up and down, as opposed to in America, the harder I work, the more consistent I am. There is that opportunity still to be at the top.
Yeah. If you are doing like myself on improving what I'm good at, totally.
You still think that's true today?
Still.
Between Brazil and America?
By the way, I not just believe that, but actually all the conversations that I have with new members of my club or new clients coming from Brazil to launch products over here, the first thing I talk to them about is about this. Hey, you know what? Let me talk to you about some little things that I think will be important. So if you're coming first, you need someone on the ground. If you want to manage your company from Brazil, it's not going to happen because the way you think is different.
Yeah.
What do you expect in terms of return? Start seeing return. And normally they say 3-4 months. I said a year and a half at least, 2. So if you want to come to do something here, you got to do it professionally with the right companies, have at least one very senior person on the ground, possible get a partner, and at least 2 years cash flow doing better and better. If you do that and your product is something good, you're gonna do it. Otherwise, you're gonna spend money, don't do it. Just don't come.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
before, do the right research. Research the market first. Like for us Brazilians, right? I've seen like 100 companies of pão de queijo, the cheese bread.
The cheese bread, yeah.
Because everyone got here and kind of, what are you talking about? I gotta open a pão de queijo company. Everyone will love it, but no, it doesn't work like that.
No, it just, you know what? I think a lot of entrepreneurs or startup companies make that mistake where they think that their idea is going to work somewhere, but they either don't do the research or they don't take the time to solve a problem or fulfill a demand.
Correct.
It's not just about a problem, but is there a demand for that there?
You need that gap, right?
We don't know.
You need to see that, right?
So we've been talking about your marketing agency, 10 years, it's going great. Tell me a little bit about this exclusive business club, private situation going on.
What happened is I was all the time like having dinner, lunch, in the weekends, always talking with a lot of people. We know a lot of people too now. And then everyone, I would say people with 2 years living in Miami, maybe 3, the conversations lead us to find out that the other person, most of the people that was meeting didn't know Miami, didn't know, the other C-level executives living here. And I was shocked because I was like, Miami now is great.
Yeah.
With all these new developments and everything. And so I was feeling pretty much a gap on all the groups that I did become a member, the chambers and stuff. They have a way of putting together the events where anyone who can pay can attend or become a member. It's more institutional thing with the countries, etc. It's a really good path and way of doing it. It's great for to connect the countries and everything. I love the way it happens, but there's no business specific. So I couldn't find any entity, any company, or anyone actually putting together business owners, or especially C-level executives, CEOs, to talk with the other CEOs to see, hey, can you help me out here with a problem I'm having?
So it's mostly C-suite executives is your target.
Yeah.
And so CFOs, CEOs, CMOs, CTOs, all coming together in Miami, being able to network with each other.
Yeah. And then I was, working in my agency in Brazil, and I loved this experience club that we helped out as an agency. to execute their events. So it was like a calendar of events, almost one a month. But they were really interesting because first they vetted the members, so it's not anyone.
You can't just
cheap.
pay and get in.
Yes,
you have to like be.
Wasn't cheap.
Okay.
At the same time, you have to be approved.
Okay.
And besides that, the content of the events wasn't the sponsor. Was actually a really good speaker or a panel or experience. When I got out of the events, I always had met 3, 4 very interesting people. Can become a business, yes, but interesting people. Mm-hmm. And second, I always learned something. So I figure that was a really good way of doing it, because for these kind of people living here, I mean, what do they want? They have a great family, they work like crazy. So if they're leaving the work and the family for on a business event or whatever, if you do make them learn something and meet interesting people, that's what I want.
Something of value.
Yeah, that's what I want.
Yeah, high-performing individuals don't waste their time.
Yeah,
they want to learn something. They want to meet someone cool or interesting. They want to further their business. They're not into the let's talk, have a drink, and mosey around. Like, yeah, I completely. It's a different level of people.
Yeah,
their mindsets are entirely on a different plane, and it's a good thing.
Yeah. And then I started talking with the founder of the club in Brazil, saying, Natalie, you got to bring this concept to the US. The market is there, especially in Miami. There is lots of opportunity. And I started pushing him to do it, because I said, this would be great for him as a friend. For me, it would be a place where I can keep developing what I love doing. Well, turns out, actually, he convinced me to become his partner and
here in
launch
Miami.
The club here.
Oh
So we start, planning on bringing the club here. We start running scenarios on how to tweak here or there, but then we find out exact same business model would work. Which is membership and sponsors. And then we're kind of, okay, so should we do it? Just thinking a little. And then COVID happens.
Oh, yeah.
And when that happens, in the middle of COVID, everyone moves to Miami. This city become, full of C-suites from all the other all the other, major corporations and they didn't know anyone. They didn't know how to navigate the ecosystem. So they pretty much had my problem when I got here.
Yeah.
I feel this way, like, hold on, if I'm one of them, what I would need to connect fast with the right ecosystem, a safe zone. So I kind of got very excited one day, and then I call the founder saying, Natalia, we got to do it now. I said, are you crazy? We are in the middle of the pandemic.
Yeah.
This time was towards the end of it. So the travel starts.
It was opening back up already.
Was opening back up. And I remember to do the first event, he has to do a quarantine in Mexico for 15 days.
Oh my gosh.
So it was a nightmare, but it was like, we could see everything was fine, business were going back to where they were before. And Miami did that faster.
I was going to say, so for all the people listening, Miami did not really shut down entirely.
Yeah.
I came at the tail end of all of this, but from what I heard, it was okay. But when you initially said COVID happened, that didn't deter you, because I'm sure Brazil shut down, right? Where I was in Missouri, that was shut down.
Yeah.
It didn't deter you guys, you or your business partner, like, okay, this experience, in-person experience club, it's not going to work. We're wasting our time. That didn't deter you.
Back then, actually, the opposite, because when they saw that, okay, well, first Miami didn't stop that much.
That much, okay, yeah. Okay.
Even then, so in Miami specific, everyone was already, getting together, and then I find myself in tables, having dinners already, events, and then looking around and like seeing from 8 people from somewhere else, some other places, New York, California, Europe, Brazil, and I kind of, whoa.
So even the rest of America was shut down, and anybody, if this idea wasn't like, say, a different state, you know, like California, anyone would be discouraged. But because you were here, you weren't swayed away from it. Actually, you were encouraged because you saw all these people, C-suite executives, moving in because of the opportunities, which we still have people moving here nonstop.
Correct. And that was pretty much the sign of, hey, you know what? I already like the idea. I already think there is opportunity. There is a space for that. Because I think there is no bad clubs or good clubs. I think there is positioning. I couldn't see any club doing something towards business, like to discuss business, to get the C-suites or entrepreneurs or investors together, but in a different level. We pulled the plug. And for me, I was really tough because I started feeling the same feeling I had when I got here. Oh, you know what? What if I do it? I'm doing well now, happy.
The marketing agency.
If I do this new thing, but at the same time, my thing with people, or I would say networking, is something that I really believe a lot. And doing this, I like doing, I'm not gonna waste time because it's something I believe a lot. So I decided, let's do it. We're about to turn 4 years now, the club.
Wow.
Just to have an idea, last year alone, we did 10 events in Miami. We did 2 in New York, 1 at the Advertising Festival in Cannes. And we have a mission to Austin, to the Southwest by Southwest, where we always take 100 executives to the festival.
Wow.
So everything went really well. Now we have around 73, 74 members in the club. Again, we just replicate exactly the same sauce. All our events, if it's about content, the content is really good. It's a panel or a speaker that...
And it's not sponsored. You said that earlier, right?
It is a sponsor, but what happened is we don't put the sponsor to be the only content, because otherwise it can become a sales pitch.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And if you want to sell me something, just book a meeting, but you're not going to an event and then just to sit down and see someone trying to sell you something.
Pitching you for something.
Yeah. So we always have sponsors.
Okay.
But we always, when we had the opportunities with the sponsors, we sit down with them to make sure the way it's going to be, the branding and...
it doesn't come off salesy.
No.
Basically.
No, we don't allow like booths or nothing like that. It has to be the right way, because if you explore those sponsors on the differentials, something specific that we can offer the members or something, like for Delta, for instance, one of our members, when they come to us, we put together with them a program for our members to offer them, hey, you're a member of the club, there is this specific thing that we put together for you.
Oh, wow.
It's an offer. We are selling something.
Okay.
But it's totally different.
Only for those 74 members right now. Yeah. That's really interesting. So I guess it's safe to say that your experience and knowledge in marketing has parlays into this on how you throw these events for your members. I assume because you know the psychology of advertising and selling, correct? And that parlays into it, but then it also brings in your passion of networking and bringing C-suite people together for business opportunities.
Yeah,
that's incredible. So how does somebody join? Like, do you apply or you invite them? How is that?
I have a marketing advertising agency, but we don't advertise.
Okay.
Of course, we have our social channels out there to make sure we have the information out there. But at the same time, we love doing the members bringing members thing.
Okay,
it is word of mouth, but normally it's organically, and they actually come to us and saying, "Hey, Marcello, do you know what? I just met this person. He's incredible, and he's also has the profile of the club. Can I invite him for the next event?"
Okay.
And it's organic.
Wow.
Totally organic, and it's fun because we do the same. Me and my partner. We always, when we got with someone that we don't know and we feel, oh, this is the profile, we don't schedule a meeting to sell a membership or a sponsor, which everyone does.
Everyone does that. That's how you differentiate yourself in the industry.
I actually invite them for one of our events. I explain, oh, this is the club, I think you have the profile. Why don't you come and check it out?
But that's your way of also vetting them, but then also letting them experience
Yeah.
what you guys have to offer.
Because at the end of the day, our business model is not, I don't want to have like a sales team selling sponsorship or membership. I want actually to grow my ecosystem as well. So with this way of doing it, like our renewal rate is like 95%. So it's rare for someone to leave the club. It's because they are leaving the country or the city, not being able to go to the events.
Okay.
So because we do exactly this thing, we invite them. So once you're there, you judge for yourself.
Yeah.
You meet interesting people. The event was well organized. Did you learn something? Those are the three things that I gotta make myself
value. That's the value.
And if I do that, those are our metrics.
Have you ever turned anybody down that wanted to be part of the?
Unfortunately, yes, because I mean it's not about how much money people have. It's pretty much about getting to know the person and know if I feel that person
it has to be a good fit.
Yeah, if I feel they just wanna be a member for a year to sell as much as he can and get out, and then and there's also another important thing that normally we have to say no, because we control the number of members by verticals, because we don't want to have too much people from tech, finance, or any other.
Oh, so your industry verticals, you're saying you kind of control so it's not all tech people and it's not all.
Correct.
Okay, got it.
Normally in Miami, if you go to a lot of clubs, I bet 60% of the audience of the event will be from insurance, real estate, and attorneys, which is great for them, but for my business model, wouldn't work.
Yeah.
If I have a lot of people from a specific vertical. So all the time we say no, it's because of one, there's too many already on the vertical, so it doesn't make sense to have another person. They're not going to be able to generate business as well. And secondly, it's pretty much about the person. I mean, if you want to join, you got to email us through the channels, and me or my partner has to have a conversation with you. Yeah, that's why it's organic. We cannot scale that.
You can't. Understood. That's incredible. I think you guys really do set yourself apart. I'm assuming you don't have competition for that in Miami, because your club seems to be so different.
Yeah, so far I don't think so. Yeah.
What about on the marketing agency side of things? How do you stay ahead of your competitors in Miami?
We are in a very good position because we don't have a lot of competition as well, because all the competitors normally they want to scale the company. So the agency, everyone wants to become a huge agency with 100.
So you're saying like they're like hiring
200 employees or
young kids
like
or interns and like younger, not senior level people, but it's all to sign on more clients, right? More business, and you don't take that approach.
No, actually I don't want that, because I already had the big agency, and that's not what I want for myself. Because I have a lifestyle in Miami that I find with me and my wife that I really liked it. And I'm a workaholic, I love working, but at the same time, getting older and older, I think you realize that your time is very important. So if I do, 30-20% more or less money, is it going to change my lifestyle? I don't think so. So the way I feel is I rather have a company that I love the team I work with, the clients that really work as a team as well. I mean, because at the end of the day, the results are not agency results, are agents and the client. So if you work as a team and if you do something amazing, it's great to do it.
Do you mind sharing with us some of your members of your experience club?
Of course, yeah. I mean, this information is public. We have from FIU Business to Delta, Johnson & Johnson, Microsoft, Safra Bank. I mean, it's very diversified. We have developers as well, such as Moishmana. So it's very diversified. I mean, we have people from everywhere pretty much. And I think that's what makes it unique, that you can see people that...
And valuable.
Yeah. And at the same time, I mean, with that, you always can learn something or business-wise offer something. Because when this whole thing become a business, when someone have something unique or need something.
So there's 74, 73 members in the one that's in the US.
Yeah.
How many members are in the one that's in Brazil?
There, the ecosystem is over 800 companies.
Wow.
There is Experience Clubhouse, which is our own place in São Paulo, where we do a lot of the events.
Okay.
Yeah, it's been around for 20 years in Brazil.
If I were to join this club, what would my experience be like? Like, what are some of the events that I would be?
Well, we normally focus on business innovation experiences. So we feel like, I give you some examples. So last year during Art Basel, we rented out the World New Symphony, and we had dinner for 220 people. It's more towards experience. So we had a runway show of a very talented Spanish designer that just joined the circle of those luxury companies in France. That was very unique, and that was the first time, after he got that title, to do it over here. We had a U.S. senator on stage.
Wow.
The Inter Miami, we did an event where we took the members to the headquarters to show them not just the backstage, but to talk with the C-level executives about the business behind it, to understand how you do that. I mean,
yeah, it's a business. Yeah, I think most of us get stuck on the game and the players, but I mean, there's C-suite executives back there, running the show, and there's a lot that goes into a sports team.
So normally we do some of those events, which are more experiential, and then for the content, which is most of it, we normally do events like the CMO Summit, for instance. It's a morning. We have a panel with Red Bull, FIFA Miami, and Microsoft. Pretty much C-suite that would share not experiences, cases, but also, challenges or, things that are very relevant for their peers. Last year, we also did an event with the CEO of Copa America. Copa America was about to happen, and we feel that everyone was kind of a little lost about how it's going to play it out and all that. So we invited the CEO of Copa America. So that's why when you see our calendar, we never have the content ready and on advertising right now. We always pick the teams or the speakers max 60 days before. Let's say right now, everyone is talking about AI. And then we got someone for November. November, no one is talking about AI anymore.
Got it.
So it's not going to be relevant for the members.
So as you might already be aware of this, Miami is going to be hosting the World Cup next year. I assume that your club is already thinking about
Yeah, I mean...
some of the experiences that you can offer your members.
Of course, yeah. We're, talking a lot with the local community, especially with the Miami, because we're going to have a lot of games happening in Miami specific. So we had to pretty much choose the way to approach, the way we would pursue on offering something to the members and also to my clients in the agency. So we've been talking a lot with them, with the local community, to make sure we can offer our ecosystem, the opportunities from hospitality to also sponsorship opportunities for the local community.
Looking back on your entire career, which is so incredible, very inspiring. What is the most valuable lesson that you've learned up to this point?
I would say, do what you like to do and build good relations.
Not just transactionary or, on the surface, which we have that here a bit in America, I feel. It is,
and transactional.
I think you'll agree with me, because even during my travels, and my family's not from here either, so they'll say that they're like, hey, it's very like business and like what can I give you? You
Yeah.
scratch my back, I'll scratch your back,
Yeah.
right? But
it's like 3 minutes conversation, then
yeah, and it's
business.
like, and then even the personal stuff is like kind of on the surface, you know, very small talky.
Yeah.
But I think you're right, you know, like if you can have, if you can build really solid, real relationships that you genuinely care about those people, they can see that, they can feel that, you know, and I think also one you said in there that really stuck out to me is not grab any and all opportunities.
Yeah, that's very
The
important.
focus
Yeah.
that you mentioned earlier, I think is a big one for a lot of people, especially young people when they're starting out. You know, because when you're
don't have a lot
young,
of experiences,
yeah,
right?
you want to
Yeah.
like grab everything. Like everything's an
Yeah.
opportunity at that point. What advice would you give to entrepreneurs who are seeking long-term success?
I think being entrepreneur is something, really difficult. You work like crazy.
Not a 9 to 5.
The company is yours. It's you, right?
Yeah.
You do everything from doing an invoice to creating the whatever projects you need. I mean, you gotta do the whole thing. And I think the one thing I would say is, I think you need to have a timeline on. Okay, let's put all the energy I got to that. But you need to have a moment where you pull the plug. Because if you don't do that as an entrepreneur, sometimes you get personal. You just believe in your idea in a way that sometimes that idea is not a business anymore, or it's not relevant anymore.
Like when is like, okay, this isn't working.
Yes.
I'm not going to keep giving and be burnt out. Like it's not working, on to the next thing.
Yeah. It's a tough thing to
Yeah,
do.
it's a hard to, yeah.
Because it's hard, but at the same time, I think you gotta. I would say that I know a lot of entrepreneurs almost giving up, and then something happens and all that. So I think if you don't want to just give up, I think you should, put together a metric. In other words, don't go just using your heart.
Right.
It's business. You gotta
numbers.
It's numbers.
Have metrics that you can measure.
Yeah.
Time, 3 months, 6 months, 1 year,
Correct.
2 years.
Yeah.
Not just being like, oh yeah, it's going to work.
It's always better. It's like, even to me, my agency, even with employees, I have no problem when I fire someone, because if I do, I already told them 2 to 3 times that wasn't working, why it wasn't working, and if not, I fire them, and I don't feel bad, because I feel like if I'm firing them, it's because they're not delivering, so I can lose a client because of that.
Yeah.
First. Second, that person is not going to grow in my company. So rather work in another company, maybe he will find another thing, another company that he's going to thrive. So I'm kind of helping, if you will.
Right. I think being part of an entrepreneur too, you have to be able to make those tough decisions. You can't be afraid to fire somebody.
Oh, yeah.
You can't be afraid to bring somebody new on. A lot of I've met a lot of businessmen who are just afraid to fire because they don't want to hire someone else, because then you have to train somebody all over again. Are they a cultural fit and this and that? I'm like, because I did have a little bit of a background in HR and did that for a while. And I was in charge of figuring out the metrics of like how much it costs the company and just that keeping that employee on the books of salary and healthcare and all these things, but also the mistakes that were being made or the opportunities that were being missed. How much money, you are losing just from one person who's not delivering what they're supposed to deliver.
Yeah.
And so that's a great point that you've made right there. What's next for your businesses?
Wow.
Like, do we want more experience clubs everywhere? One in the US, one in Brazil, maybe one in Italy, or have you thought about that?
Honestly, the experience club, we don't see ourselves, with, let's go to another country or stuff like that. We still see that we can grow a lot the way we are and focus in Miami. Yes, we do some events in other places, but those are because there is something specific going on during that specific time. But the focus is Miami, and there is a lot of space to grow. In my agency, now we feel that we got to change a little on maybe shrinking a little the number of clients and giving more attention to some clients that we really believe, not just the ones I have, but the ones that are coming or the ones we're talking to become a client, connected with the team of the company. Because it's really hard to deliver something unique and results when you do your job or the other part doesn't.
Right.
Because then there is no strategy, there is no goals, there is no, so it's really hard on marketing. Like you're gonna do when you go for a specific campaign digitally, it takes a lot of time to start the whole thing and then to work and then to bring results. And if you got a client that doesn't understand that,
Yeah.
it's not gonna work. You know, because we don't want to work in a way that we gotta keep doing meetings to convince the client that that can work.
Right.
No, we want to do meetings to get crazy with the client about, you know, the goals and how we can achieve that. So we have a really, you know, cool methodology and a way of doing that that we really believe. So I think with the agency, our next move, it's pretty much to consolidate in Miami. Before I was doing a lot of events also outside of Miami, New York specifically, Orlando, and even now we start talking inside of the agency and we come up with a new logo because of the 10 years. And one thing I realize is I want to be more Miamian, even more.
Okay.
So even in our colors and everything, and I remember some of my executives were saying, "You crazy? There is so much to explore and all that." But then my response was, we are really good at the Miami market. We can actually add value to the companies here. Oh, we can do one event here and there, no problem, right? But when we focus in Miami, because everything we do is not just campaigns or events. We connect a lot of companies together. We do things together because we know really well the environment. With the club, that helps me also with the connections. So that's why our next move is be even more Miamian,
more focused,
and get actually more clients that have the headquarters in Miami.
Very good. Marcelo, thank you so much for joining me today.
It was a pleasure.
This was
Yeah,
amazing.
it was fun.
Very inspiring. I love your story. But before you go, where can our audience connect with you and your club?
They can pretty much reach out to Marcelo Goulart on LinkedIn.
Okay.
That would be the easiest way to connect with me.
Okay.
And I'll be happy to connect and talk a little bit more.
That's amazing. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thanks a lot.